Welcome, pilgrims of heaven. Saint James, patron of pilgrims, invites us to stay with Jesus on the journey. Saint Bonaventure, pray for us. I invite you to join our Saint James family in celebrating the 15th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 1 through 23, is the parable about the sower. In verse 18 and verse 22 through 23, hear then the parable of the sower. The seed sown among thorns is the one who hears the word, but then worldly anxiety and the lure of riches choke the word, and it bears no fruit. But the seed sown on rich soil is the one who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and yields 100 or 60 or 30-fold. Jesus tells us the story with a teaching lesson called a parable about the sower who sows seed. To get a tomato plant, you need tomato seeds. We get the idea, even if we've never experienced farming, that plants start as a seed. The seed represents the gospel message. And people have trouble hearing the gospel message, which is represented in the story, in the parable, by the birds, rocky ground, scorching sun, and the thorns. Even with modern technology where the gospel message, even this video, is sent around the whole world, it is difficult for people to hear the gospel message. Why? It is because hearing the gospel message is about a relationship with Jesus Christ. The seed is an invitation to enter into this relationship with Jesus. And people have different reasons on how they respond to Jesus' invitation to grow in holiness. Different ways that they respond in hearing the gospel message. Different ways in hearing the good news to be a good Christian, to live a life of virtue. And the Eucharist is constantly putting this message out and reminding us that we're called to be in a loving relationship with Jesus. We're called to be holy. Remember, the Eucharist will come to an end. Be a grateful Eucharistic pilgrim. The Eucharist constantly invites us to allow the seed of the gospel message to grow in our hearts. I hope Jesus will give you another chance to attend Sunday Mass this weekend at St. James. Immaculate Heart of Mary, pray for us. Sacred Heart of Jesus, have mercy on us.